Laws of motion. Nothing can move without a force to start it on its way. Forces are also needed to make things move faster, to change their direction, and to make them stop. In 1687, the English scientist Isaac Newton came up with 3 simple ideas that show how forces affect the way things move. These ideas are called the laws of motion. This ball will stay where it is until it's kicked or blown by a strong gust of wind. The kick provides a pushing force on the wall. The ball then moves off in the same direction as the force. When the ball hits a wall, it pushes against the wall in the direction it was moving. The wall pushes back on the ball with the same amount of force, and the ball will bounce off the wall in the opposite direction. Moving forever. Every object that's moving through air will eventually come to a stop because the air pushes back against the moving object, slowing it down. This force is called air resistance. However, in space, there is no air, which means that once something starts to move, it will keep on moving forever. This is an example of Newton's first law. So here's an astronaut floating in space. Newton's first law. If the object is not moving, it will stay completely still unless an outside force acts on it. If an object is already moving, it will keep on moving until at the same speed in a straight line unless an outside force such as gravity causes it to change its motion. Newton's second law. If an outside force pushes or pulls on an object that is not moving, it will start to move in the same direction as the force. If an object is already moving, an outside force will cause it to move faster, slow down, or change direction. Newton's third law. This law says that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. This means that when a force acts in one direction, like the ball hitting the wall, it creates another equal force in the opposite direction. An example is the ball that then bounces off the wall, because the wall puts the same force on the ball and pushes it away. So you can see this astronaut floating in space. That's why it's important that they tie themselves to the rocket ship or space station, wherever they're at, because they can just float away forever and they can't move to get back.